Welcome to Concept with Justin. Our exploration starts with the magnificent canvas, the house itself. The architecture here is a beautiful fusion of classic and contemporary. The walls are a brilliant, crisp white. This choice is fundamental to the entire aesthetic. It creates a bright, light-reflecting surface that feels clean, fresh, and incredibly luxurious. This white backdrop acts like the walls of a modern art gallery, providing the perfect, high-contrast canvas for the black accents and the vibrant colors of the garden to truly shine. Now, look closer at the details around the front door. You can see beautiful, classical-inspired moldings and fluted pilasters. These are details that speak of history and grandeur. But they are simplified and rendered in the same crisp white as the walls, which gives them a modern, sculptural feel. This is a brilliant example of modern classic design, taking timeless architectural forms and stripping them down to their clean, essential lines. The real graphic power comes from the high contrast accents. The magnificent front doors and the tall, elegant windows are framed in a bold, satin black. This black and white pairing is the epitome of timeless chic. The multi-pane design of the windows and doors creates a beautiful, rhythmic grid pattern that adds a layer of intricate detail to the facade. This strong, graphic quality is a key theme that we will see repeated throughout the entire landscape. The first major takeaway for your own front yard revamp is this: establish a strong, clear architectural palette. You can never go wrong with a classic black and white. It is forever elegant. Paint your home a brilliant white, and then use a deep, sophisticated black for your front door, window frames, and trim. This simple, powerful combination will instantly give your home a high-end, custom-designed feel. Now let's move from the vertical plane of the house to the horizontal planes of the hardscaping. The entrance to this home is not just a path, it's a grand, architectural statement. The wide, sweeping steps and landings are crafted from a clean, modern, light gray concrete. This is a very deliberate and contemporary material choice. Unlike traditional brick or rustic stone, the smooth, monolithic concrete feels sleek, minimalist, and incredibly solid. It's a bold choice that perfectly complements the modern elements of the home. Notice the construction detail. This appears to be board-formed concrete, where you can see the faint imprint of the wooden boards used to create the mold. This adds a subtle, organic texture that prevents the concrete from feeling too cold or industrial. The grand scale of these steps, their width, and their deep treads, creates a luxurious, unhurried sense of arrival. It's a design that says, "Welcome, take your time." When you're planning your own entrance, think about the power of scale and material. Can you make your front steps wider? Can you upgrade to a more modern and substantial material like this beautiful, architectural concrete? Creating a grand, well-crafted entrance is an investment that pays huge dividends in overall curb appeal. But the hardscaping here does more than just provide a path. It is fully integrated with the garden. Look at the retaining walls and the built-in planters. They are made from the same board-formed concrete as the steps. This is a key design concept: integration. The garden walls are not a separate, added-on element. They are a seamless, sculptural extension of the entrance itself. This creates an incredibly cohesive and powerful look, as if the entire front entrance was carved from a single piece of stone. This is a high-level design strategy that you can emulate by ensuring that the materials you use for your planters and retaining walls are the same as, or highly complementary to, your primary paving material. Now, let's talk about the element that truly brings this modern, minimalist structure to life: the planters. This landscape is a showcase for the power of container gardening on a grand scale. The designer has used a series of large, minimalist, geometric planters finished in a stark, matte black. We see them in both long, rectangular trough shapes and clean, simple cubes. These black planters are the perfect counterpoint to the light gray concrete. They are a continuation of the home's graphic black and white theme, brought directly into the landscape. They act as bold, modern sculptures in their own right. And notice how they are used to create layers and levels. A long planter sits at the base of the steps, another one sits on the first landing, and smaller cubes are used higher up near the door. This terraced arrangement of the planters is what gives the entrance its incredible sense of depth and dimension. It draws your eye upward, step by step, towards the welcoming front door. This is a strategy you can absolutely use to transform your own entrance. You don't need built-in concrete walls. You can achieve a very similar layered effect by purchasing a set of high-quality, minimalist planters in different sizes and shapes. Choose a single, bold color, like this matte black, and arrange them on and around your front steps to create that same sense of terraced, dimensional drama. And what's inside these beautiful planters? A joyous, romantic, and breathtaking explosion of flowers. This is where the design's personality truly shines. The designer has filled the planters with a lush, overflowing mix of annuals and perennials in a beautiful, harmonious color palette of hot pinks, fuchsias, deep reds, and clean whites. This is the perfect, soft, counterpoint to the hard geometry of the concrete and the black planters. The wild, romantic abundance of the flowers prevents the modern design from feeling cold or uninviting. It's a brilliant fusion of styles. The clean lines of modernism and the soft, colorful heart of a cottage garden. Look at the planting style. This is the classic spiller, filler, thriller technique on a grand scale. You can see taller, upright, thriller plants for height, mounding, filler plants that create the main mass of color, and trailing, spiller plants that cascade beautifully over the hard edges of the planters, softening their modern lines. This is the secret to creating professional-looking container arrangements. So, when you plant your own containers, don't just stick one plant in the middle. Create a layered, multidimensional composition. And don't be afraid to let your plants overflow. That sense of abundance is what makes a container planting feel truly luxurious. Choose a simple, elegant color palette like the pinks, reds, and whites used here for a sophisticated and cohesive look. While the flowers provide the main color story, the garden also features strong, structural plants that provide year-round interest. To the right of the entrance, we see a magnificent stand of golden bamboo. Just as in our previous study, this architectural plant is being used to create a tall, vertical screen. It's beautiful. Golden canes provide a stunning, natural, textural element that contrasts beautifully with the smooth, white walls of the house. It adds a touch of exotic, Asian-inspired elegance, and creates a sense of privacy and enclosure for the front garden. Closer to the door, we see a pair of small, standard trees, plants clipped into a ball on a stick form in black cube planters. These provide a touch of formal structure right at the entrance. Their simple, sculptural shape is a nod to classical garden design, which fits perfectly with the classical details on the house. This mix of the wild, feathery bamboo and the formally clipped standard trees is another example of this garden's masterful blending of different styles. Let's pull back and look at the overall composition. The design is a brilliant exercise in balance. It balances the stark, minimalist hardscaping with the lush, colorful, romantic plantings. It balances the strong, straight lines of the planters and steps with the soft, organic forms of the flowers. It balances the bright, brilliant white of the house with the deep, absorbent black of the accents and planters. This constant play of opposites is what makes the design so dynamic and visually compelling. It's also a design that is incredibly smart about its use of space. There is no traditional lawn here. The entire front yard has been transformed into a series of beautiful, multi-level terraces and garden rooms created by the concrete walls and the planters. This is an incredibly effective strategy for a smaller front yard, or for anyone who wants to move beyond the traditional lawn and foundation shrubs. Look! It transforms the front yard from a simple patch of green into a fully designed, immersive garden experience. So, how can you take these high-end, architectural ideas and apply them to your own front yard revamp? Let's create a clear, step-by-step plan. Step 1. Define your palette. Start with the big picture. Commit to a strong, simple, and sophisticated color palette for your home and hardscaping. A black and white theme, paired with the natural gray of concrete, is a timeless and foolproof choice. Step 2. Think architecturally about your entrance. If you're undertaking a major renovation, consider upgrading your front steps and walkways to a high-quality, modern material like poured concrete. Think about making them wider and more generous. This will create a much grander and more welcoming first impression. Step 3. Embrace the planter. This is the most accessible idea for everyone. You can completely transform your front entrance using only containers. Invest in a set of large-scale, minimalist planters in a single bold color, like matte black. Choose a mix of shapes, long troughs and simple cubes, and arrange them in a layered, terraced fashion on and around your existing steps. Step 4. Plant for abundance. Don't be timid when planting your new containers. Choose a simple, beautiful color palette for your flowers, like the pink, red, and white we see here, and then pack your planters full. Use the spiller, filler, thriller method to create lush, overflowing, professional-looking arrangements that will stop traffic. Step 5. Add structural greenery. In addition to your colorful flowers, make sure you include some plants that provide year-round structure. This could be a dramatic, architectural plant like a clumping bamboo or a yucca, or it could be some simple, formally clipped evergreen shrubs in pots, like the standard trees we see here. This green structure is the backbone of your design that will look great even in the off-season. Step 6. Finish with high-end details. The final polish comes from the details. Upgrade your light fixtures to a style that complements your home. Invest in a beautiful, modern house number. Add a layer of decorative gravel or polished river rock to the top of your planters for a clean, finished look. These small touches are what separate a nice yard from a truly exceptional one. This front yard is a powerful statement. It tells the story of a homeowner who values design, quality, and the beautiful tension between the old and the new. It is a space that is both a breathtaking work of modern art and a joyful, welcoming garden. It proves that a front yard can be so much more than a path to the door. It can be an experience, a journey, and a stunning first impression that sets the tone for the entire home. By embracing these principles of high contrast design, architectural hardscaping, and abundant container gardening, you have the power to create an entrance that is just as unforgettable.